Hey guys, Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. So, we've got the windshield back in low and slow, and I got the heater back in. I didn't record this part, which maybe I should have, but we've got the heater box back in. I've got the cover on. I got the AC lines hooked up. I tried to put tape over this tear in the dash, which, let's be honest, just doesn't work. Not sure how I'm going to fix that. I've got these vents out of a new truck that fit. I just need to figure out some sort of a trim ring for that. But that looks better than just a blank hole. And yeah, everything's hooked up and put in as new. So now I just have to raise the cab and finish trying to change the thermostat, and then we can kick low and slow outside. So anyways, let's get at it. You know what? 1995. This one's a soft road. I've got the thermostat housing off, and I've got, this is where the thermostat goes in there. So I've got this off, I've got that off, and this seal actually goes in there and seals right where that is. So I don't know if, yeah, I don't think this one's working because I don't think I should be able to turn it like that. So, but I broke a bolt. Yes. 4 bolts and I broke one. So, not ideal. Not ideal at all. So, here's where the thermostat housing goes. You can see there's a sending unit there, electric sending unit there. And this is the broken bolt. Tried heating it up, and it broke. Tried using, I've got, here's the tool, or one of my easy outs. Clearly it's not easy. And you can see it just, it spun off again. So I tried drilling it out, because I broke it off flush. And if you take a look, you'll see, or maybe you can't see, but I broke off a little drill bit in there. I know. Now I got a broken stud, the broken drill bit. But it is flat behind there, so worst case scenario, I could probably drill this right out and put a bolt in. But I got some fine tipped needle nose pliers and some surgical pliers. So I'm gonna see if I can use these and with my delicate little fingers, turn that drill bit out and try and drill a little bit bigger hole to get another easy out in it. And then I'm gonna try tapping, heat, and spraying some, well, I've been told either like a penetrating fluid like a WD-40 or even like a wax to work like, what do you call it? Like when you're soldering to wick the stuff in there, because it's the corrosion between the aluminum and steel that's being the bugger. So anyways, I'll keep trying. Oh man, this is tough. I got my broken drill bit out. Check it how big it is. Actually, here. I used like forceps. I don't know if they're called forceps, but you see that? That's how big it is. But I use these little tiny, like surgical to get it out. And yeah, once the drill bit wiggled, then I got it out. So I've got two kinds of easy outs. I've got this kind, and then I've got this kind. So what I'm gonna do, I'm maybe gonna try and see if one of these, well, let's just see right now. Will this fit? I don't think so. No. So I'm gonna be really, really careful, drill this out a little bit more and enough to get an easy out in. And I'm gonna use heat and lubricant to get a flux. That's a technical term, kind of like soldering. But I guess if you use you heat it up and then you spray either the WD-40 or a wax-like compound, maybe even like the flux for soldering. Is that the right word, flux? I don't think so. Maybe it is. And it hopefully will suck it into the threads, and we'll give it a little bit of a tap. To try and get this out. Fingers crossed. I need a good day, guys. I need this to come out. So, let's try again. Little bit of WD-40 for cutting fluid. Since I don't have cutting fluid. Very carefully now. I'm gonna give that a go. You know that? So, gonna use some heat. Bring on the heat. Question is, are you feeling lucky, Mike? Yes, I am. I need some luck. Do it for Mr. Gibbs. Pretty please with all the cherries on top. Oh, jeepers. Scared me. Let's see. I don't think so. Whew. Maybe hotter? Yeah, I don't think that's nearly hot enough. I get the big torch, I'm just afraid. Yeah, that's not working. Not yet. Well, day 2. The harder I try, the more I fail. So now I'm gonna try using a tap. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. And there's no room to get a tap in here easily. Ouch. There. Give that a go. This is not fun at all. Not at all. I ended up re-drilling and tapping the hole. I'm not sure if I've got, oh, quite frankly, I think I do have part of that bolt still in there, so not the right way to do it, but the only other way now is to pull that whole aluminum piece out. So I'm gonna try it, we're gonna run it. Yeah, if it starts to leak, I mean, as long as I can get the bolt tight, I think it should be fine. If I start to have issues with it, I'll know exactly what the problem is and we'll deal with it. But this has not been, let's put it this way, nothing has gone right. Not anything with this. Probably should have done some things a bit different, but you know, you got a steel bolt going into an aluminum housing, and it's the bolt right beside the exhaust manifold where it's got hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So, so yeah, we're gonna try it. Worst case scenario, what have I got to lose at this stage? Really nothing. As long as it just, like, say it fails, as long as it leaks and doesn't just go, which I don't think it would. So as long as it can stay tight and handle the expansion contraction. So let's, oh, don't mind my candy. Yeah, I stole candy. Now we're gonna put the new thermostat in, which is here. So here's the new thermostat from Caterpillar compared to the old thermostat, and the new seal that goes in down in there. So yeah, just 4 steps backwards and 1 step forwards. So there we go. We've got the thermostat in, and I got my gasket, a little gasket, which goes a little something like that. Oh, yeah, it's a gasket, yeah. It says cat, oh yeah. It probably cost $14 million because it's cat. Sorry about that. Let's go put this on. old trucks, I tell ya. What do you do?
What do you do, Mike? I don't know. Put the sucker on there with a little bit of JB Weld.
Why didn't I just use JB Weld, he says. Okay. Just squish that out of the way. Wonder if I should, that's probably fine. Maybe I should just slip it up in there.
Maybe I should.
Maybe I should put the hose clamp back on. Maybe you should, Mike. Huh, Mike? Maybe you should, Mike. This one can go back up there. This one's gonna go back in there. Oh, jeepers creepers. Hi. There. Right or wrong, it's on, it's tight. Oh, pray to the gods of Mike McScrew Up that it doesn't leak. Well, we got it full of coolant. I got about 2 jugs left over. I put the coolant back into it that I took out because it's green. I've got some coolant here, but it's red, and you can't mix green coolant with red coolant. So if you guys got green coolant, you got to stick to green coolant. I would like to convert it to red coolant, but for now, we're putting the green back in. So one last thing, I've got an air-to-air hose for here. So I'm gonna change it because this looks stretched. Looks like it could be suspect. So let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? I've got my tool here. Should be easy peasy. Famous last words. Famous last words. Right, rock. Oh gosh. Maybe I'll leave it. You know what? I'm gonna leave it for tonight and get some more clamps. Because what's gonna happen, I'm gonna twist these off and then I won't have clamps to put it back on. I don't wanna do that because the next thing to do is fire this thing up, warm it up, make sure it doesn't leak. Hopefully it doesn't leak. And and get it up to temperature and see if the thermostat's working. So let's see this one. Yeah, that looks a little better, eh? Looks a little better. I'm surprised it doesn't have the metal rings, but it's got like, I don't know, it feels stout. Feels stout in there. This looks old, so. The other ones look good. They look big. But this engine, it's just a little engine. It's just a little guy. And it's kind of interesting that it's got a full-size air-to-air and adapter pipes that go down to the 4-inch. Because I think that's 4-inch. I'm curious. I don't have a tape measure here. But yeah, it goes down to the smaller ones. Maybe it's, what's that say? L4? Is that 4-inch? I think so. And that looks like a 6-inch. So, anyways, guys, next one, we're gonna fire it up, warm it up, and I'm gonna tie up these lines, and fingers crossed, we don't have any leaks. And if I do, I'm just gonna run screaming, because then it means I need a housing. And I don't wanna have to buy a housing right now. But if we have to, I guess we have to. And it's this aluminum water jacket thing. So, you know, it's not gonna come off easy. You know, if I gotta change the whole thing, or weld up that hole and tap it out, or drill it out, tap it out, whatever, it's not gonna be easy. But maybe, just maybe, I'm just saying, maybe it's good enough. And sometimes good enough is good enough. Well guys, Low and Slow is back together. I got the windshield in, I got the heater in, I got the thermostat in. Fingers crossed it doesn't leak. So I aired them up. I also pushed the dent out. So we are gonna start them up, pull them outside, and put some heat in the engine. So without further ado, I'm gonna hit the door, hit the key, and drive it outside. Take it for a little rip, take the Super Duty off the deck, and yeah, see if it gets some heat in the engine. So it's already up to 140. I've had it running for a little bit here. Excuse me. The fan's working. My backup lights, that's right too. Fog lights that aren't hooked up, mirror heat, an engine fan. Can't tell if that came on or not. It might be a little cat, but she's got a bit of a bark. She's got a big bark. Look at that. Yeah. Need another stack for that bad boy. So. Anyways, I think I'm gonna take it for a road test. Get it up to temperature and make sure I don't have any more leaks.